everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you every time you come here, I ask you to go down in these settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Ooh, it drags me, y'all. It drags me. And right about here, that is our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so appreciative for your support. Also, if you just want to do a one time donation, our super thanks button is right over there. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. Also, I have a shout out. I do. I want to shout out Leola Brown. Leola, thank you for the super thanks. And just thank you for supporting my channel. It means so much to me. Thank you. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all. Y'all know because we have a lot. We have to get to this read because I have been snooping around here. Y'all know I'm nosy and have found so much that I want to share with y'all because I've been in these internet streets, and y'all know when I put the read together, that's exactly where I be. I hit these internet streets, and that's what I have done. I have been all over these social media platforms today. I've been over to Blue Sky, and I must say, Blue Sky is coming along so great. Most of my favorite squatties are already over there, and I'm telling you, it's getting better and better every day. And I was over to TikTok, didn't spend much time on TikTok. I saw a couple of videos, and I'm telling you, I saw a real interesting one, and I'm telling you what I saw on it. I ran to see if that was true, and it was, and I'm gonna share it with y'all later. And I went to Instagram, and the squatties over there, they are dragging William. They are dragging William. They have stopped dragging Kinsey Crazy Eyed Schofield over there. I guess the squatty says she has had enough, but I'm telling you, I enjoyed it. Oh, I must say that it was a delightful thing to see her be skidded up and down these internet streets and just called out for the troll that she is. But the squatty said, okay, we're gonna focus in on William because William out here in these streets acting real, real stupid. And we need to call that out. So that is exactly what they're doing. They're talking about William. And then I made my way over to X, formerly known as Twitter. And that's what they're doing over there too. They're dragging William, talking about he has been on a streak of nonsense here lately, hadn't he? That nonsense about the passages he was involved in, which is so funny. It's as if he has a bunch of clowns working for him. It's like a circus over there at Kensington Palace. Look what they have done just in the past year. It is a clown show. But I digress. Yes, they are dragging him. And Tyler did a interview with the Times, and Tyler absolutely let them know that he was not down for any of their nonsense. And he was just on the verge of airing them out, and they decided they needed to change the subject. And we're going to talk about that too. And let's see what else is going down. Just a whole lot of little things, nitpicky things, and we're going to talk about because this podcast is going to be kind of all over the place because it really doesn't have a running theme through it because it's just a whole lot of stuff going on. The squatters are just talking about a whole lot of stuff, so we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. We're going to start with this one. And it's a repost, but what I'm really interested in is the original post down here because this is a post about CNN and the commentator when she first sees William as he is greeting Trump and how jarred she is. She is actually startled by William's appearance. And she says this, it says CNN commenting on William's facial hair and how thin he looks. She did. It was jarring to her. It's as if she hadn't saw William in a while, and this is the first time she saw him lately, and she was like, "Whoa!" And you could hear it in her voice. And it says, and stating it is this a photo op? Saying that is this a photo op that they're doing? Calling it out for what it was. This is quite funny to watch. This is what the squattie's saying. And it was. And it was kind of, I don't know. It is something that happens and you say to yourself, oh, other people have started to notice that something's going on with William. She absolutely called it out on live TV. I'm telling you, that's happened. And I saw the clip. And he does look really, really bad. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty that reposted said, oh, yeah, yeah. People are starting to notice that it's something going on with William. They want to pretend. They want to look the other way. They want to act like the three monkeys. You know them little three monkeys that say, I see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That is what the British media is doing and has adopted. But the world is starting to take notice there's something going on with him. All right, y'all, we're going to put this up. And this is just a squatter being messy. Messy, messy, messy. And it says, getting older by the day, Willie and his grandfather. Willie is really, really starting to look bad. And it's making me think, who really has the cancer here? Because look at his hair. You remember when he went to that state dinner, how they had spray painted hair on his head? And look at the side of his head. He is looking really, really bad. Now, if they had said William had cancer, I would believe that. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. This is a closer picture of it. Look how he looks. And like I said, the CNN commentator was jarred by his looks. That's how bad he looked to her. And this is a person who knows about the news and who stays in the loop of the news, but apparently she has not saw him lately because she's American and we don't pay that much attention to William, to be honest. And so when he showed up, she was like, whoa. And she did it live on air. But this particular squatty said this. So all of the active royal family members are supposedly sick, and yet the only healthy one is the one who looks the sickest. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? William looks sick at this point. When is people just going to call it out for what it is? Something's going on with William. William looks like he's on crack. He looks like he's on the pipe. And if he was not the heir apparent, people would be saying that. If Harry showed up looking like this, they would swear he was on drugs or he was on crack. I'm just saying. And then it says, that is no 40-year-old. Why does William look like that? Look at William. His teeth is literally leaving his gums. saying, adios, we're not going to stay here anymore. His teeth are running away from his gums at this moment, and nobody won't say anything about it. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up right here. And this is a repost. And we're going to talk about the original post. And down on the bottom, it says, imagine fangirling over and proudly posing for pictures with a racist bigot. Called your mother a WHORE. Prince Harry is rightly Princess Diana's only heir. And what this particular squatty is talking about, the squatties have gone through all of the quotes, all of the tweets, all that Donald Trump has said about Diana and Kate, and have found a lot of disparaging things that Trump has said about Princess Diana and Kate. But yet, William stands up there completely fangirling over this man to the point that even he is embarrassed. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty reposted this and said this: Ted Cruz is grateful to Prince William for taking the title of the biggest sucker from him. Trump only insulted Ted Cruz's wife. Trump insulted William's mother and wife, yet William out Ted Cruz in kissing Cheetos ASS after being disrespected. Where is the lie? And like I said, if William was a smart human being, if William was someone who actually reads and just absolutely kept abreast of all things that is concerning to him, that has something to do with him, he would know this is what Trump has said. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up. And this one said, the Prince of Wales is a fool. That's why King avoided the trip, but walked him into it. Desperate for recognition, Will thinks showing a picture of him and Trump is impressive. Nobody else available. Has he watched and listened to the news lately or been briefed on foreign affairs? Useful idiot. That is exactly what I think. William just walks around in the world, never ever being aware of anything. Him and Kate are made of the same material. They are the two different sides of the same coin. These people never ever do any kind of research. They have a whole lot of sycophants around them that doesn't do research or at least doesn't keep him in the loop of things. He would already know all of the crass things that Donald Trump has said about his mother and his wife. I mean, it is something to watch. I watched it on CNN, and I'm telling you, I was embarrassed for him. I had secondhand embarrassment the way he was acting, and also the way that CNN commentator was calling him out, pretty much calling him raggedy, to be honest. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to go up to this one. This one said, phew, Roy is savage as F. Y'all know that little TikTok that went viral and it calls Charles Roy, and it calls Harry and not Harry and Meghan, but Harry and William Colton and Connor. So this particular squatty said this, whew, I almost said Charles. Roy is savage as F for sending Colton out there to be photographed with, light. And Colton, being so eager to be one up on Connor, doesn't even realize he's being set up. So this particular squatty is saying that Charles is setting William up. And William is so stupid, so eager to try to outdo Harry that he's out here acting a fool. And I'm telling you, being drugged up and down these internet streets on it too. I know he got skid marks on the back of that bald head, on the back of that bald head from being drugged up and down these internet streets. Because that's exactly what's happening. And it says, and the giddiness, forget etching in history, just dumb. And these pictures will always be on the internet. They will live in infamy. He will be seen as this person because it's another 4 years coming and it is going to be hard here in America. And William is going to be viewed as co signing all of this nonsense. I'm just saying. Like I said, this is my belief. I really feel that William needs to fire his whole team. They are just the most incompetent bunch I have ever saw in my life. They can't get anything straight. They remind me of that movie talking about the what was it, the guy who couldn't shoot straight. They are a bunch of guys who cannot shoot straight over there at Kensington Palace. And they come up with all this nonsense. I understand they ain't got much to work with when it comes to William, but look like they could do a little better than this. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm gonna put this up. And they get the squatty just keep on saying that Charles set him up. And I am starting to believe just that. It says, Charles, I'm not going. Stormer, neither am I. Let's send Slow Willie instead. Prince William just stepped into a pile of ish. He did. But he continues to step in piles of ish. He is always walking around with ish under the bottom of his shoe because he cannot avoid the piles. Because look at the pile he stepped in the other day, just yesterday. And I mean, making up that lie that Stevie Wonder could see through about the passages. He's always walking around with ish on his shoe. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up. It says, William is an idiot. He purposely wanted a photograph with Trump, thinking it was good PR. Zelensky was there. That would have been better PR. He acts like Trump's mega lapdog, craving attention and acknowledgement. He didn't act like a prince of the United Kingdom. And y'all see the other word. That's what they feel like he has done. And it says, does he read, listen to the news? No, he don't do any of that. He does what his team says, and his team do what they think he wants to do. It is not a free thinker in the bunch. Nobody knows anything. They're all clowns over there. And it's as if they don't know. And this particular squad said he is a proper idiot. He is. And he is getting drugged. Ooh. And this is just some of them. And it's not that he don't deserve it. They are dragging him for being such a fanboy. And then they also dragging him for how he looks. Something is going on with William. I'm going to put this up. And look at these pictures of William. No one's talking about the elephant in the room. Is William okay? I'm telling you, it is shocking to see the difference in William from this time last year. I saw it when he was that documentary. I I really was shocked when I saw the difference between how he looks now than how he looked a year ago. And they showed pictures of him serving food last Christmas compared to him now. And boy, it is a huge difference. And nobody wants to say anything about it. It is something really going on with William. I have been saying it for months. And the sad part of it, this is the sad part because I don't take any pleasure in this. But let's be real here. It's something going on with him. And he don't seem like he has anybody to help him. There's something going on with Kate. And it's so sad that these people with so much hate and spewed so much bile on Harry and Meghan. And Harry and Meghan are over there in Montecito thriving. And these people are surviving. The very thing that they expelled Harry and Meghan from is absolutely taking its toll on them. And I do love it for them, I must say. But if he's sick, it's really sad for a person to be surrounded by people, but still do not have anybody to help him. He doesn't have anybody in his life that carries enough weight for them to say, you need to stop with this nonsense. Something is going on here. Even Kate doesn't carry that much weight, and she done gave him 3 children. He needs somebody who carries some weight. Charles don't carry that weight with him because Charles have never been a father to him. He's always been trash. And I think not long ago, Jack Royston wrote this article about how Harry needs to come back in order to try to regulate William. And I said, no, Harry can't do that because Harry has tried that and he threw him over the dog bowl. So I don't see no help for William. He is in a place that he has nobody to save him and look like he gonna have to save himself, and he ain't got sense enough to do that. So he's circling the drain. I'm just saying. And this one right here. Ooh, when I saw this post right here, I wanted to throw my hands up and shout because it is nothing but facts all day long. And this particular squatty said this. They made a whole story about ape allegations against rangers in Africa. Y'all remember that? You know the African parks thing. The Daily Mail went over there and stirred that up. And do we know if it's any kind of truth to that? No, we don't, because it is only one source who have accused anybody, African parks, of any of these allegations, and that was the Daily Mail. And we all know how shady, how low down, how lying, and who has never ever saw a low that they wouldn't go lower, and that would be the Daily Mail. So yes, they did that. But this particular squatty said this and made it about Harry. Made it about Harry. They did. Talking about Harry should resign off the board and all kinds of nonsense trying to smear African parks. I only saw that particular story in the Daily Fail. It was generated and initiated through the Daily Fail. And I hadn't saw any other news organization report on that nonsense that about the African parks. So yeah, and it says this particular squatty says this made it about Harry, who had nothing to do with it, but they are crying happy tears that William is sucking up to a known apis. And y'all know what word I'm trying to use. I can't use the real one here on the YouTube. But the grapist, yes, the grapist, that one. This is a bit weird. It is. Understand. I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty posted this article, and the name of the article is Prince William and Donald Trump meet at Notre Dame Cathedral ceremony. And this particular squatty said this: I actually love this for Prince William. It is great to have things documented and captured on photographs or history books. And just like his uncle, it's not going to age well. I'm just saying. Yes. And I'm going to tell y'all, I saw Camilla Tominey on a panel, and she was just downright giddy, talking about how Harry probably feels seeing William, well, meeting and talking with Trump, Harry's nemesis, Harry's known, I think she said sworn enemy, Trump. I'm like, what is she talking about? Harry has never, to my knowledge, even said Trump's name publicly. This is something that she has created in that big flat face head of hers. I'm telling you, because Harry has never even uttered the man's name. But yet and still she wants to try to get some kind of victory. They are so starved. They're so thirsty for anything that they can contribute to William and somehow be a slight towards Harry. Because at the end of the day, they see Harry and Meghan thriving. Harry and Meghan don't need them. Harry and Meghan rejected them. And now they feel some kind of way and they're willing to take anything that might somehow make Harry feel some kind of way. And like I said, Harry has never even said that man's name. Nobody can find any receipt where Harry said anything about Donald Trump. Here it is. This big flat faced woman. Look at her face. I'm telling you, if she would turn sideways, her whole head would just absolutely disappear. Her face is so flat. But I digress, and it says this. This particular squatty said this. Holy SHIT. They said the quiet part out loud. Willie's giddiness meeting Trump was all about Prince Harry. That's what Camilla Tominey said. She sat on that panel and said that. And it's pathetic and it's sad, and she looks like the fool that she is. And this squatty goes on to say, this is sad. Prince William is not well, and to be honest, doesn't look physically well either. The obsession he has with his brother is unhealthy. Where is his father? Charles is not well in the head himself. Harry is the only sane person that ever came out of that family. The rest of them are too busy stinging each other. They're scorpions. William and Charles are at each other's necks. The Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace don't even talk to one another. This is the family on which all of this nonsense is coming out of. And that's why it's nonsense. And these people help perpetrate it. People like old flat face Camilla Tominey talking this nonsense. And Harry is just absolutely living his life and not thinking about any of this. He is not in competition with William. And they just about done killed William, making him in competition with Harry. Because I'm telling you, him and Kate absolutely have faded. When they try to keep up with Harry and Meghan, they fade. They really fade. Kate had to get completely off of the world stage. And William is not off the world stage, but he is becoming invisible. He is shrinking. And he is shrinking under the pressure of it all. It's ridiculous. I mean, these people are crazy. And I'm going to put this one up because I'm messy And this particular squatty is messy. And they have been watching the royal read because what did they say? What did they say? Where is the lie? Where's the lie now? Where is the lie? I love it when they watch the royal read because they absolutely say, where is the lie? I love it. I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this. It says, for the royal family whose reputation already buckles under the accusations of racism, cozying up to Trump is, let's say, not the flex that they think it is. And it's not. And I think Charles already knew it wasn't a flex. That's why he didn't show up. And he sent his doofus son. And William is over there embarrassing himself. He literally is embarrassing himself. Oh, look at Trump. Look at Trump. Even Trump is embarrassed. Now, when you have the ability to embarrass Trump, look at Trump's face. Tell me Trump is not embarrassed. When you have the ability to embarrass Trump, you have went a little overboard with the flattery and the just all of it. You have gone a little too far. And it goes on to say, new Trump's endorsement of Prince William, a royal PR train wreck. Where is the lie? All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is from a squatty who wrote this. And I always go to see what this particular squatty is writing. And they wrote this to pretty much put a period behind what we have just been talking about, how William is fangirling over Trump and it being somehow used, or, these sick people think it somehow has something to do with Harry. It's the most ridiculous thing. And the way those people think over there is so strange to me. But this particular squatty wrote this and said, Trump's endorsement of Prince William, a royal PR train wreck. It says, in 2024 has been a animus cucus for the British royals. Donald Trump's ringing endorsement of Prince William feels like the natural next step in the circus of PR disasters. Where is the lie in that? Because for William and Kate, it's just been one right after another one. I mean, we just talked earlier about him stepping in, Ish, and how I just said how he always have Ish on his feet because he keeps stepping in it every time. I mean, it is just a series of PR disasters. It says Trump, fresh off of his election win and the reputation of dividing America, declared William a great man and praised his leadership during their Paris meeting. In normal circumstances, a future king earning praise might be positive, but when the applause is coming from someone with a rap sheet like Trump, it raises more questions than cheers. Where is the lie? Let's not mince words. Trump's history is a minefield of scandals, including allegations of SA, business fraud, and is unapologetically mingling with dictators and conspirators. Add to that inflammatory rhetoric about race, which famously fueled his rise, and you got the last person who should be handing out royal gold stars. This is the same Trump who failed to denounce white supremacy and built a political career stoking division. Where is the lie? And we are living with all of it, and we are going to have to live with it. And it is a lot of fear here in America right now because we understand who this person is. We do. For a royal family whose reputation already buckles under accusations of racism, cozying up to Trump is, let's say, not the flex they think it is. Where is the lie? And he literally thinks it's a flex. I'm telling you, he was literally fangirling. It says, but William didn't stop to consider the optics. He was all smiles as Trump praised him, either blissfully unaware or unwillingly ignoring that this approval undermines every ounce of moral credibility the monarchy tries to cling to. What is a lie? I mean, show me any institution, show me any person who has associated themselves with Trump hadn't been destroyed by him, that hadn't been enveloped in the flames that is Trump. I'm just saying. But William didn't stop to consider the optics. He was all smiles as Trump praised him, either blissfully unaware of or willingly ignoring that this approval undermines every ounce of moral credibility the monarchy tries to cling to. Trump's endorsement doesn't land like a royal triumph, it lands like an anvil. Let's not forget this comes during the time that William's own image is looking increasingly fragile. His gaunt appearance and visibly unsteady public outings has raised questions about his health. Yet we are all supposed to pretend nothing is amiss. Where is the lie? William cannot stop from swaying. And let me tell y'all this, the word on the curb was the French president Macron had to steady him while he was taking a picture. And I'm going to put the picture up here. And his wife stood way away from William. They are saying that that is why Macron is holding William like he is because William was swaying so much. I'm just saying that is the word on the curb. Now, I am not saying it's true or if it's false, but the word is on the curb. And usually, when the word is on the curb, the word is pretty right. I'm just saying. His gaunt appearance and visibly unsteady public outings has raised questions about his health. Yet we're all supposed to pretend nothing is amiss. It's a pattern, sweeping issues under the rug, hoping that the public doesn't notice. But the alliance with Trump has brought them into glaring focus. Add in the royal family's years of dodging accusations of institutional racism, and the problem is impossible to miss. For the family desperately clings to the relevance of modern world, you would think that they would choose their moments more carefully. Well, we all know that Charles already did because Charles sent Willie. And of course, Willie just overdone it. Like I said, when William becomes king, it is going to be a SHIT show with him and the woman that cannot tie three sentences together. They are going to be a hot, steamy mess. I'm just saying. And it goes on to say, for a family desperately claiming to relevance in the modern world, you would think that they would choose these moments more carefully. William meeting with Trump, a man infamous for bragging about his wealth while upholding empathy for the poor, and flies it also flies in the face of the royal family's charity work. This is the same Trump who has been accused of dodging taxes, while the royals, let's not sugarcoat this, benefit from taxpayer funded lifestyle. And yet, here we are with the prince standing shoulder to shoulder with the man whose idea of diplomacy is, well, Trumpian. Perhaps what's most striking is that William and his advisors seem unaware of the glaring message this sends. Aligning with someone as divisive as Trump risks alienating the very public they need to keep on side. It as if the royals haven't learned a thing from the last few years, from their treatment of Harry and Meghan turning much of their commonwealth against the Windsors to their other stumbles on racial and social issues. The royal PR machine has been so busy polishing tarnished crowns that it has forgotten how to read the room. I mean, it was scandalous to say the least, the way William behaved. The monarchy trades on image of impartiality and morality, projecting itself as a unifying force. But this meeting and Trump's subsequential glowing praise highlights how far they have strayed from the ideal. If this is what doing a fantastic job looks like to Trump, maybe the palace should take a long, hard look at what they are doing wrong. I mean, and he was just eating it up. And he don't know if Trump sees the doorman, he'll say the same thing to them. You're doing a great job and all this nonsense. He is a grifter. He is a BSer. He always have been, always will. And the only people who believe him are the very, very adult minded. And unfortunately, here in America, we have quite a few of those. And they either racist or adult minded. I'm just saying. And it says, because when a man like Trump calls you great, it's worth asking, great at what exactly? Yes, what? Because I'm telling you, if someone like Trump praises you, is that really a compliment? I'm just saying. It is something to think about. And they really, really so desperate and hungry for anything for to try to use against Harry or to one up on Harry. They really think this is some kind of flex. And I saw this woman on the Jeremy Vine show last week, and she said it. She said, "Why is people rooting for Harry's downfall?" She said she finds that the people of Great Britain be rooting for Harry's downfall, and she don't understand it. And I understand it, and it's because Harry rejected that family. And that is the way that the media has shaped it. Harry has never rejected his people and he's never rejected his country. He rejects the media and the way his family has treated him and his wife and his children. It doesn't have anything to do with the British people. Harry has always loved the British people. He fought for them for 10 years. He loves his country. But this media absolutely is completely against him and want to see his downfall in some way. I cannot with these people. I cannot. And I cannot with William. I'm going to put this one up, and it says Prince William is the only so called statesman there without his wife, Kate Middleton. Last night, the tension between the whales were palpable, meaning at the Christmas Carol. And it was. And it says, but the British media can't talk about it. They sold William and they sold Prince Harry and Meghan to the British media, but they now have zero to leak. British media will turn soon. The Sussexes has won. And y'all see how Macron is looking at William Y'all see how he's looking at William and holding him? And look at Brigitte. Brigitte is almost in the other room. She is so far away from William, she is almost in the other room. Do she smell alcohol on him? What is going on here? What? What is going on here? Brigitte knows something, y'all. It's something known by Brigitte. This picture is saying something to us. It's saying she knows something and it's not good and she don't want to have any part of it. I'm a body language expert. And her body language is saying that William is swaying back and forth, like they said on the curb, like the word on the curb said. And she knows something is going on with him. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and this is an article that I found about what Harry was talking about, these newspapers, and what we're gonna learn in this upcoming trial, and what he has learned in the discovery. And I found this on Deadline, and the name of the article is Prince Harry Takes on News Group Newspaper to Court. The cover up is so large that people need to see it for themselves. That's what Harry said in New York City. He was letting us know that it's a lot and just buckle up because it's coming. And I'm going to start. It says Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, said in his upcoming court battle with Rupert Murdoch, News Group newspaper will be a money loser for him, but provide accountability if he wins the court fight set in January. Harry has been suing the UK tabloid for years with a recent victory over the Mirror Group newspaper late last year. He is one of the only two complainants still pushing ahead out of well over 1,000 claims that 40 that 1,040 that joined the suit against the news group publisher, The Sun, formerly a long defunct News of the World. The settlement would be more lucrative 1,000 times over, Harry told the New York Times Deal Book Conference in New York. He said he couldn't talk much about it. It's a pending case. The hacking claim is almost 15 years old, and the cover up of the hacking is relatively new. And I think that that will be the piece that really shocks the world. A goal is accountability. He said the goal is accountability. That means that unfortunately the scale of the cover up is so large that people need to see it for themselves. For Harry, it's about exposing these people for what they have done. And they said, well, he just said that the cover up is new. They've been covering it up. They have been trying to cover it up. And I hope with everything in me that Piers Morgan, who has been mighty quiet here lately, absolutely get caught up in this. And some kind of accountability would come for him. But it says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle relocated to California in 2020 in a rift with the British royal family, founding Archwell, a nonprofit and production company. Both have been targets of social media hate speech, and both are outspoken against it. Harry recently said he would fear for the safety of his wife. This case is going to be epic. We are going to learn so much. They are going to be exposed. This is what they have been trying to avoid. And Harry knows he's going to lose money in this whole deal. But what it's about for Harry is accountability. They need to be accountable for all the lives that they have torn apart, all of the lives that they have destroyed. and some that they have claimed, because we all know it is so many people who have been targeted by these rags that have unalived themselves, are no longer here. It's sad. I'm so glad Harry's doing this. And guess what, y'all? Y'all know every Sunday, y'all know I say it every Sunday the Daily Fail is going to have some kind of write up about Harry and Meghan. It's got to be a write up about Harry and Meghan, because this is the big time that they want to sell all these papers. And who draws the eyeballs? Harry and Meghan. Well, William and Kate and Camilla and Charles don't have no more, they don't have anything to barter with. They don't have any stories, because they don't communicate with Harry and Meghan, and Harry and Meghan don't communicate with them. So they have nothing. The well is dry over at Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace when it comes to Harry and Meghan. But guess what the Daily Fail does? Last Sunday, they dug up old stuff out of that Tom Bower book, about, what was it about? Something. It was about nothing, because I can't even remember, because anything comes, when it comes to Tom Bower, it was all nonsense. But anyway, that's what they wrote about last week, because they are pretty dry over there. Harry and Meghan continues to serve them up dust, and they continue to serve up dust to the palaces over there. So this week, in order to keep their streak going of always putting something in their paper about Harry and Meghan on Sunday, this is what they have. It says, the Harry and Meghan documentary that marked the point of no return. Did I know what it was? Wait a minute. It was about, wasn't it Richard Eden talking about last week? It was Rich, I think the week before last, it was the Tom Bower book. And last week, it was Richard Eden talking about how the courtiers over in Buckingham Palace was talking about Harry could come back. But now, here this one is talking about the Harry and Meghan documentary that marked the point of no return. Which is it, Daily Fail? The courtiers are saying Harry can come back. But here you're saying that the documentary marks the point of no return. Isn't this ridiculous? I went back and dug this up, talking about 2 years on from the bombshell Netflix show. We revisit, they revisit, because they have dust. I mean, coughing it up. And they went back and decided to do this. It says, we revisit the most devastating allegations that shook the palace and the scandalous claims still haunting the royal family. They went back and got that because they have nothing. So they're going to rehash and revisit all of it. And it's sad and it's pathetic and it's so predictable, because they cannot have a Sunday paper without having some kind of nonsense in it about Harry and Meghan. My only surprise about this whole thing is that they decided to go, they decided to take this particular angle, to revisit the Harry and Meghan documentary. I would think that they would load up that one eyed cyclops, Jan Moore, or that no neck, Sarah Fine, and put them on a plane, fly them 5,000 miles, and so they can go to Montecito and walk the streets and maybe get a chance to interview with Harry and Meghan's milkman. Because I think he is the only one that they have not interviewed. I know the last time this one eyed cyclops was in Montecito, she was in the grocery store holding and funneling the vegetables that Megan might just happen to go in and get and cook for dinner. This is the kind of nonsense that these people are doing. going back. They have nothing. They have nothing. It is so funny to me. And this particular squatty up under it said this clickbait. The Daily Fail is incredibly dissatisfied with Williams' lack of decorum in the meeting with Trump and is bored by Kate's Christmas stuff, or else they would be reporting nonstop. Where is the lie? Because her Christmas Carol story just came and went. I don't think it stayed as the number one story for over a few hours. And we all know William was over to France totally and absolutely debasing himself in front of Trump. And so the Daily Mail was not interested in that because it's embarrassing. So basically, they decided to, brainstorm around the table and came up with this nonsense. Because at the end of the day, it is dust. It is dust is being served on the plates over there. And I just love that for them. And this particular squatty said this. So, in true to form from the Sussexes, we will be used to distract. And that's exactly right. Because my whole thing, you got William over here just working as hard as he can work, pray tell, groveling in front of Trump. And you got Kitty Cat just coming off of her Christmas carol altogether, whatever that nonsense was, and her trying to tie together those sentences she was doing. And all of a sudden, hear this story. The big story is always about Harry and Meghan on Sunday. And when you have dust, what do? You reach back to what's love got to do with it and get a story about Harry and Meghan. And this and today's is not out of some book that's been written 2 or 3 years ago. No, this is about a documentary that was done 2 years ago and make a story out of it. Isn't that something? I'm just saying. And since we on that, look at this. Look at this. This was in Sky News Australia, and I saw one of the squatties over to TikTok. I think it was Prince Dre. I think that's his name. And he was talking about this. And I ran to see it. And exactly, this is something that Sky News Australia does all the time. Y'all remember that time when they were talking about Kitty Cat and had a picture of Megan? Y'all remember that? And look at this. They are talking about William, but whose name did they use? Prince Harry, emerging as a statesman. And then the story is about William. All I can say is I agree Harry is a statesman and he's a global advocate. He's all of that. And a bag of chips too with a Coke on the side. I'm just saying. And also, the Daily Mail had to write an article about what was said in the Times, Tyler's interview in the Times, and this is what they put up. The name of the article was Meghan Markle's billionaire friend Tyler Perry gives frosty answer when asked about lending Duchess of Sussex his LA home. And my point is this, why Harry there too? Why is it Megan? And this is what was in the article. It says, asked about how he helped prepare the Duke and Duchess for their move to America, Perry shot back at the interviewer. I didn't. The Time noted that any conversational intimacy evaporated as Perry bristled at the questions about Markle. Megan is from California. She knows California well, so there was nothing to prepare them for. But I will say this, what I've learned about mentioning them, because there is an insatiable appetite to know all about them, is that any question that is asked becomes a headline of anything I say. The film mogul said. Where is the lie? Tyler was telling absolutely the truth because that's what they were looking for. That's what the interviewer wanted. Something to make a headline out of, something to carry them over for the week, something to try to give them some clickbait so they can make $1 or two. Because we all know that all of them over there are circling the drain. They are going down, they are consolidating, they are trying to survive any way they can. And they know that Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, is a sure thing for the clicks. And that is what they wanted. You know, when the Daily Mail writes an article about what Tyler didn't say, you know they are hungry for any kind of information, any kind of inside narrative that may come up. And Tyler absolutely, completely served them up thus. And he went on to say, um, you're from the UK, you tell me. He fired back in a tense clash. Then the interviewer reminded him the headlines are just as plentiful across the pond, which is a lie, which is absolutely a lie. Over here, they are writing about what Harry and Meghan does. If they don't do anything, they don't write anything. But over there, they don't have to do anything without the headlines just coming out. They constantly writing nonsense and making and creating things and then reporting on the things that they created. It is a totally different environment here in America for Harry and Meghan. But she wanna lie. So let's see what Tyler said to that. It says, then the interviewer reminded him that headlines are just as plentiful across the pond, and Perry fired off another acid tongue reply. You think? You would know better than I would because I'm not paying attention to that world. The Times said that at that point in the discussion, it was clearly time to cut to the next scene as Perry was in no mood to discuss his relationship with Meghan. Thus served. I love it. I love it. It was great. I'm gonna put this up, and this particular squatty was talking about this interview, and it said the UK media still cannot fathom how a woman can be independent, know herself and her worth. For the royal family, it was something to be squashed, not celebrated. They've literally said Kate knows her place and doesn't step a toe out of the line. How sad. Meghan used her voice and inspired us all. That's all we hear when they talk about Kate, how she has never put a foot wrong. She never put a toe over the line. And look what you got. You got a mumbling, stumbling Stepford wife. That's what you have. I'm telling you, that whole couple is just falling apart. It is. And it's sad. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and y'all know this is a reminder because we are what? I think we're 2 days from polo. We are. So we cannot forget. We got to keep our eye on the ball, and we got to go to Netflix and watch polo. So I cannot wait. And every time, ooh, I cannot help but to look at Harry on that horse. Oh my goodness. And also, I'm going to put up this. Y'all know this is a reminder to all that think that they can just come in and mess with Harry and Meghan. Tyler showed them just a while ago. I just read it. Tyler has showed us the way and pretty much let them know that if you mess with Harry and Meghan, we'll eat your face off. The Sussexes squad will. Bye.